Hey, this next question is from Joshua Soliai, and I'm gonna just go on at a whim and say Solili. Joshua Solili. How has playing live changed since the early years of Weezer? I like this question, Joshua. First of all, technology has changed a lot, and the way bands play live. Back then, we were using what we call floor monitors. We didn't call them floor monitors then; we just called them monitors or wedges. The reason to make the distinction now is we have these basically like earbuds that are called in-ear monitors, and we get fancy. And then somebody came with like a. I remember the first time we did this; it was so bizarre. They came with this gun that they shot this gooey plastic in your ear, in your head, and then after a few minutes it would start to harden, and they would pull it out, and it would be a mold of your inner ear canal. And I've never seen my inner ear canal before, and it turned out that I had something called swimmer's ear in my right ear, which meant I guess a lot of surfers get this. I've never surfed my whole life, and it was from being in cold water. Probably at an early age when I was learning to swim, it caused a little bit of a bone growth in my ear canal. It sounds weird, I know. So what that means is the mold couldn't go past some bend in my ear, my right ear, where it had to be shortened. So I'm not really. My left ear goes like it's supposed to, and like it goes beyond what's called the second bend, and that's how far this mold in my ear goes. But the right one is shorter, cuts off, and it actually kind of hurts. It took me a while to get used to when it hits the bone. It hurts to get used to that feeling. And now I'm kind of numb to it. Been using them for so long. So that was bizarre, sticking these things in your head for the first time, and you heard the sound more immediate than you would on in-ear monitors. Since I had that issue with this bone growth, there is a medical term for it, besides swimmer's ear. I tried to stay on wedges while the other guys, when they switched over to the in-ear monitors, and I remember the show distinctly because I was like milliseconds late on my delivery of the vocals because they were hearing I realized that they were hearing the music immediately while I was hearing the slapback, the delayed sound from once the sound comes out and it comes back to you. It's going to be delayed. That's how you're actually really hearing it without these things. But with these in-ear monitors, you're hearing the sound directly, like instantly almost. So I realized, to play in this band and sound good, I have to be on in-ears. And so it's nice. What's good about in-ears is it cuts down that slap that I'm telling you about, that reverb, the delay, but also it drowns out ambient noise, which takes a while to get used to too. In fact, we still sometimes have a microphone that picks up the sound of the crowd a little bit, so we don't feel like we're in an anechoic chamber. That's a room with no, like, absolutely dead sound. So that has changed, made playing live change a lot. Whether it's for the best, I don't know yet, but there's definitely some losses there where you're not hearing the full sound of the amplifier. That's how I feel about it anyway. But then there's pluses to it where you're not being assaulted by, especially in a club where you're right next to a cymbal, and that's all you're hearing. Honestly, we haven't changed that much other than personnel as far as the way we approach some of these, especially the earlier songs. But I do feel like the singing has become stronger, at least personally. Rivers has always been probably at a certain level and has kept that, and we work hard at that, at keeping our vocal chops up, yeah, I'm gonna stop there. Probably more information you wanted. Okay,